Okay,
Hi, my
guys,
name is
this is
Hailey, and
an
I'm from
animated
Georgia. I've
story,
always been a
so
good-looking
yes.
girl, even in kindergarten. The girls in my class had always been jealous of my looks, especially Julissa, my rival since childhood.
Okay.
She was that rich and spoiled girl that everyone hates. How did our rivalry start?
Yes, I don't know why
Well,
people
it happened
always
when we were in
hate
kindergarten.
rich spoiled
Hey, can I
kids.
play with that?
No! Get your own doll!
Okay.
She thought she was so cool, flexing her limited edition toys. You know it wouldn't hurt to share. You're mean. As I said that out loud, everyone agreed with me and called her mean too. And since
She's
then,
mean.
Julissa was always
She's
trying to
not
get
nice.
back at me. She always used to flaunt her money, driving home in a Tesla,
Oh, Tesla.
having the latest
Cybertruck.
edition of clothes, gadgets, and whatnot. But she couldn't beat me in terms of looks. See, I was the cutest one around, with long, shiny black hair and brown eyes. I was taller than her as well. In fact, my height was perfect and very mature compared to the girls around me. By 4th grade, all the boys in my class had a crush on me. But sadly, my parents didn't allow me to have a
Yes,
boyfriend.
because
You cannot start dating until you reach high school.
okay.
It's for your own good.
So I listened to them. When I enrolled in middle school, I was taller than every girl in my form. So I stuck out. I loved the limelight. I was the most popular girl, much to the annoyance of Julissa.
Okay, yeah.
Her jealousy had turned into this mean girl whom everyone avoided. When teachers held her accountable for the tricks she pulled on me and the others, she used her father's position to get away with it.
What?
My father is a senator. He can ruin your life. Now, Jalissa, there's no need to get worked up.
So she got away with everything. But what good would that do? She was still alone. I was friends with almost everyone
being
in school.
cool.
The table I sat at during recess used to be crowded because I had so many admirers. I felt like some big shot celebrity.
Look at that weirdo sitting alone.
Hey, Julissa, you can come sit with us.
Like I'd ever want to sit with the likes
Start
of
having
you.
I
pride.
had
Just
tried
go
to be
and sit
friendly,
there
but
and
she didn't
chillax.
appreciate it. Pretty soon, it was summer break. I couldn't wait to get to high school and finally get a boyfriend. But then, during the summer, my height increased quite alarmingly.
Oh, so
I had
yes.
always been tall for my age, but now, I just couldn't stop growing.
Stop growing
I
to
was
become a
already 6
giantess.
feet tall, and I hadn't stopped growing.
Okay.
I was almost afraid that I'd wake up one day and crash into the ceiling. One morning, when we were having breakfast, my mom
That
shouted.
was a giantess
Oh my
growth
god!
scene.
Hailey, you're growing!
I looked up from my cereal to look at my parents' horrified faces. And then I felt it. My legs getting
Oh,
longer,
shit.
me getting much
So it was
higher than
growing
the
like
table.
crazy.
Mom, Dad, what is happening to me? They rushed me to a doctor who did some tests.
Your test results show that you are lactose intolerant. Besides that, all is clear.
What?
What does that have to do with me growing?
Why don't you try drinking some of this milk?
He put the glass
Don't
in
drink
front of
that
me and I
milk.
gulped it down. There were gasps from everyone as I started to grow taller.
Shit.
Again! Make it stop! Help! When I stopped growing, I looked at the doctor hopefully. Is there something we can do?
Yes, avoid all dairy products.
My diet was restricted from that day forth.
Not even
After
chips
some time, I
and
could
the
actually
fries?
see that my
Oh,
growth had
shit.
stopped.
I love
was
fries.
6 feet 4, right before I enrolled in high school. As I
I'm
entered
gonna
the school
name this
building,
video
a ball
Giant
came
Growth
flying right at my head.
Giantess.
But since I was tall,
The name
I
of
caught
the
it easily.
character.
Whoa, there's Sasquatch.
It was a boy called Darren who had always had a crush on me, and now here he was making fun of me.
My goodness. Hailey, is that really you?
Julissa burst into laughter after seeing me towering over all the boys my age.
What happened to you? Did you go through a nuclear accident or something?
The
Oh,
whole
that's
school
not
hallway
nice.
started laughing at her comment, even the people who used to hang out with me, and I thought they were my friends. I was super mad, so I walked away. As I was taking out books from my locker, I caught sight of Ryan. He had been my crush for so many years, and he had asked me
That's
out right
weird.
before summer. I had told him to wait for me. Now was my chance. Hey Ryan, how's it going? Remember that date you asked me out on? I think I'm ready for it now. He looked up at me. I was quite a few
Why is
inches
he
taller
angry?
than him.
You? What makes you think I want to date you?
Okay, he's a
That
jackass.
was it. Everyone's mean comments might have hurt, but Ryan's rejection totally broke my heart.
Move over, freak.
Oh.
Who did he think he was? I was the prettiest girl in my form. I was sure I would get a boyfriend pretty soon. It was the beginning of junior year, so cheerleaders tryouts were held on the very first day. I had always been active and did gymnastics in the past
Okay.
as well, so of course I signed up. And guess who else showed up? Julissa.
Yes, the villain.
Hey, Giraffe, what are you doing here?
I could ask you the same thing. Didn't know they were picking losers.
Oh, I've actually already been selected as the head of the cheerleading squad.
Yes,
What the
because
heck?
your
I
dad
marched
is
straight up to the
senator.
coach. Julissa has never even been into sports. She can't even run a lap. Why did you pick her?
No, now, Hailey. You can still try out for the team. Calm down.
But something told me that Julissa
Yes.
was not going to let it happen easily. My fears were confirmed. When it was my turn, she whispered something into the coach's ear.
Hailey, I'm afraid the formation won't work with you in the team. You're just so tall. We need the squad to look balanced out.
But that's not fair. I threw the pom-poms right at her feet and stomped away. Who cared about cheerleading anyway? School became boring. As Julissa headed the squad, she stole all my friends. She became very popular, and she was acing
one of the
every
cool
class
kids, man.
unlike her previous
Don't try
grades.
being one of the cool kids,
Meanwhile,
just be
I
normal.
found out that Romeo and Juliet was gonna be performed at my school. I was a good actress, and fortunately, I loved poetry. So I learned the audition lines by heart before going there. I was sure that I was the best one at school for this role. When I went to the auditorium, I saw Julissa was already
Oh, he's
auditioning
taking
there.
everything
She was just
from her.
throwing the lines with no feeling. I grinned at her terrible dialogue delivery. It was my time to shine. As I performed on the stage, I saw the drama teacher's face light up. I was nailing this. When everyone was done auditioning, she turned to me. This was my moment.
Hailey, dear, although your performance was spectacular, there's not really any Romeo candidates who would look good by your side.
Oh, shit.
So I'm afraid we'll have to give this role to Julissa
Oh,
this
no.
time.
Are you kidding me?
No need to feel down. We have other openings. Perhaps you could be a horse or a tree.
Yeah, no way, Julissa smirked. This had been humiliating enough. I left the auditorium. I couldn't believe that they wanted me to be a tree.
Right?
Like heck I would. I stomped out angrily. During recess, I ate my lunch alone. I wasn't used to this. While I was busy eating, I heard someone yelling.
Yo, look at Hailey! She's getting bigger!
Oh, shit.
No, not again. At home, my parents monitored everything I ate, but I had just eaten a whole cupcake, forgetting that there were probably dairy products used in it
Okay,
too.
maybe
Oh my god!
he's allergic.
She's a freak!
I hid my face and ran out of the cafeteria. The constant bullying,
Why
the
are you
degradation,
bullying,
the
guys?
embarrassment put me down.
Say
Before,
no to
I
bullying.
used to beg to be seen. Now I just wanted to disappear. So I stopped dressing up. I started wearing these neutral-colored, enormous hoodies that made me blend in easily. No one really noticed me anymore. With my hood up, I could easily pass as a regular tall guy. One day I was eating lunch alone as usual, when some mashed potatoes came flying right on my head. My hair had been ruined. I turned around to see that it was Julissa. Not wasting a
I
second,
hate
I hurled my own
Julissa.
food at her
Wow,
face.
yes.
She was angry as she wiped her face and grabbed a whole piece of blueberry pie, tossing it in my direction. I ducked and she missed. However, there were gasps as I turned to see that she had just hit a guy instead. Like me, he was really tall. Probably the only guy taller than me at the school. I hadn't seen him around here before.
It's her fault!
Yeah, right.
He sat down on my table.
I swear some people are worse than animals. Are you new here too?
Not exactly.
Then why are you having lunch by yourself?
Because people think I'm a freak because I'm too tall.
They're fools. Ignore them.
He smiled
He's
at me.
cool.
I'm Jay.
We shook hands, Hailey, and for the first time I noticed how hot Jay was. He had these dreamy eyes with thick lashes. He was also quite fit. I almost drooled. We got talking. As he was new here and didn't know many people, we soon became friends. One day when I walked into school, I saw this huge banner on the hallway that said,
Hailey, will you go out with me?
I turned around to see that it was Jay.
You're the most unique girl I ever met. I wanted to ask you out since the day I met you. So, what's your answer gonna be?
Yes, I would love to go out with you. He was the nicest guy I
Yeah, he's
ever
nice. I
met.
like it.
We had so much fun together. Jay and I were literal couple goals.
Maybe you should try basketball.
Jay suggested. I decided to take his advice and join the school's basketball team. I was brilliant at it. With me on the team, our school won cup after cup. It was finally the homecoming match. I was going to take this win and become a star. We won the match, and I even scored the winning dunk.
Yes.
I looked at
Heck,
the crowd to spot my boyfriend, but he was nowhere in sight.
Senator's daughter.
He must have gone to the bathroom. I couldn't wait to show him the cup, so I went there. I heard some voices in the corridor, so I stopped.
Does she suspect you?
It was Julissa's voice. This sounded secretive, so there's no way I'd miss hearing it.
Not a
Oh
bit.
shit,
Trust me.
our boy just
It was
betrayed
Jay's
us. What
voice.
the
I
hell?
couldn't believe it. And were they talking about me?
But does she love you?
I don't know. She hasn't said it yet.
Then make her fall in love with you? Faster! What am I paying you for?
Such
He's
things
getting
take time.
paid.
Are you waiting for the school year to be over? Make her fall in love with you and then dump her!
Okay.
Here's half the payment. You will get the rest when the job
That
is
does
done.
not.
I
That
sank
is
to my knees.
bunch of
My
money.
heart was broken. Well and truly broken. Jay had been in on it from the start.
Oh
I should have
shit.
known it was too good to be
Julissa,
true,
why are
but
you
I
doing
couldn't let
that?
them see me like this. They would have succeeded in their purpose then. So I wiped my tears and left. That night, Jay bombarded my phone with calls and text
Don't
messages,
answer
but I just ignored them.
message.
He didn't deserve me. It was time to focus on
Yes.
myself. Showing up at school the next day, everyone's eyes were on me. The way I had dressed, I looked nothing less than a model. Even my height didn't look bad with the confidence I was wearing. The outfit that I had chosen completely went with my long legs. Plus, I had just won the cup. I was the school star. Jay saw me and hurried towards me.
Where were you? I've been calling you the whole night. Did you even read my
Yes, traitor.
Why do you care? Go call Julissa since you two seem to be so close.
Yes.
I looked at him with hate in my eyes, and he immediately knew that I knew.
I can explain.
He stammered, but I wasn't going to listen to him. Save it. I flocked away to go see the principal and get some advice on my sports future. When I opened the door to the office, I saw the principal kissing a man. I was about to leave, but then I looked closely. It was none other than the senator, aka
Oh,
Julius's
shit.
dad.
You'll make sure that my daughter doesn't get bad grades?
He mumbled between the kisses. Ew.
Of course, honey. Why wouldn't I want the best for my future stepdaughter?
Honey?
Stepdaughter.
Stepdaughter? What on earth is going on? And then it struck me. Why Julissa had been acing every class when she had always done poorly at school. Why she had been made the leader of the cheerleading squad and even landed the role of Juliet. She was terrible at everything. No wonder she was getting all that because the principal had a conflict of interest. That was so unfair. I hurriedly took out my phone and snapped
take a snap.
and a video as evidence. Then I quickly left. I'm not proud of what I did next, but I had to. Later, I went to the principal's office and showed her the evidence. You know what will happen to your career if this gets out.
What do you want?
I want the best opportunities this school has to offer.
Blackmail.
I'm not asking for anything I don't deserve, and you.
Blackmail is not good,
She
by the
agreed.
way.
Things were
So don't
great
try it.
after that. I got lead roles. I even got a scholarship.
Yes.
One day, Jane came to me while I was practicing my lines for the lead role of a play. What are you doing here?
Won't you forgive me this once, Hailey? I really love you.
Forget it. I don't want to ever see your face again. Leave me alone. As I was getting out there, I saw a shadow on the wall. Someone had been eavesdropping on us, and I knew that it was Julissa. She had put him at this yet again. An evil plan formulated in my head. It was time for her to pay. I started writing a love letter. Dear Julissa, I have always liked you. In fact, I tried to help you with the
B
whole
word,
Hailey
but I don't
matter,
want to say
just
it.
so I could get close to you. Meet me in the cafeteria during recess. Let me show you just how in love with you I am.
Payback,
Love,
bitch.
Jay. I slipped the note in Julissa's locker. Jay was a hot guy.
Oh.
I was sure that she'd been thrilled to receive his confession. I then went to Jay's locker and wrote a note from Julissa. Meet me in the cafeteria. There's something I want to discuss.
Revenge.
And then I went to the cafeteria to watch the show because it was almost recess. The cafeteria was flooded with students. The more the audience, the better it would be. Jay was already there waiting at the table. I saw Julissa happily making her way towards him.
Oh, Jay, I always knew you liked me.
She said these words quite loud, and all necks turned.
Oh, it's gonna be so
towards her.
embarrassing.
What?
I'm so happy you confessed. I like you too.
I never said I like you. Now what did you want to discuss?
But earlier you...
I watched her getting embarrassed in front of the whole school.
Yes, payback.
She realized that this was a prank. Julissa got up and angrily left the room. Even if this was a prank, she had just told everyone that she liked Jay.
Yes.
Julissa was rejected in front of the whole school. This time, it was her who was in everyone's whispers. As for me, I used my condition as if it was a superpower. I got into beauty pageants and was named Georgia's tallest supermodel. I was different, but I was also amazing.